Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Garrett Spencer. How's everybody doing? Yeah, wanted to make this video. Wanted to make this video, and also I'm referring to Lightsaber Samurai's video of do of is collecting a retro worth it, but the title of this is but my thing is gonna be like why I do believe in collecting retro games and why that is, and I could give you guys a couple of reasons why that is. Because number one, retro games. I believe collecting retro games is basically like is what got video games started in the first place and what put video games up out there on the maps. Like for instance, when Sega Genesis, Nintendo, and were first out before PlayStation. The old PlayStation One, PlayStation Two was and then 64 came out and became popular and whatnot. Of course Sega was like probably like the first popular system, and then no, and then it was like the Atari, but like I never really owned an Atari. I never owned an Atari. Like I didn't really know anything about it. So, cause like when I was a kid, the only thing I knew about was Sega, Nintendo, and Nintendo 64 when it was on the commercial, and then the PlayStation One, and PlayStation Two, and Xbox, and GameCube, and Dreamcast. Those are like the only games I really knew about at the time when I was a kid. I didn't really know too much about the Atari, but yeah, but and also like the thing about retro, and that's like the thing about retro games, like it always brings back, mad. It also brings back, really mad memories of how good video games was, and why I feel like why I feel like they're worth it, and why like what made what and also brought back so much excitement, but I do believe that collecting retro games is worth it because also another reason is because it also gives you a chance to to look to go online and look at the Wikipedia list under under whatever system it is that you're looking to buy games for, and you might see a whole list full of games where you might see a whole list full of games like on a list that you haven't really heard of and that they never advertised back then. Like for instance, like like I said on Lightsaber Samurai's video when I commented, like, see, my thing is and I meant to put it under his comment. I didn't do it, but I was actually referring to the PS2 games. Now, when I said I'm looking to get games, that I didn't know too much about that I missed out on back in 2001, and I was actually referring to PS2 games. And because also I didn't know anything about YouTube, or I didn't know anything about the Wikipedia list at the time when I was a kid. And like I said, a lot of these games they probably never really advertised them for probably multiple reasons, and never really talked about them, never really seen them in stores. So it's just like it's just didn't really know too much about it though. But yeah, it gives you a chance to like go back to see what games you missed out on, what games you've never played or knew about at the time. Like I said, I always go, and like that's the only place I really go when I look up. When I look up at a game, I go into the PS2 Wikipedia list, and it gives you like a whole list for games from from the letter A to K to L to Z category, and like you'll know which ones are the US PS2, and you'll know which ones are not. But but yeah, like I was looking at a couple of games the other day, and I always write down the games that I want, on my PS2 game list, because like I said, my thing is when I look at a game, I'm always interested in the graphics, the movement, the gameplay, and that sort of thing, and I like when Dr. Josh was around, and every time when I was back when I was streaming, and I would do like I would buy buy a couple games like on the PS2 or whatnot and do it on a stream. And Dr. Joshua always asked me if they're exclusive, and I would tell him I don't know. I was just I don't really look up. I really don't. I really don't look up and search search for that. I just, like I said, I just go and look to see if I like the game, if it's right for me, if I like it, and then if I don't like it, then I'm not gonna get it. And also, another thing I also mentioned is, the price range. Now, like I said, I don't mind. Like I said, I'm cool. I don't mind, and I'm cool with buying a game 20. From the prices, my price range is 20 to 30 to maybe up to 30, from $20 to $30. Like, probably no more than that. Now, because I'm just not that type that would spend that. I'm not that type that would spend 50, about four. Like, I'm not that type that would spend $50 or probably up to $100 on one single game. I mean, to me, for one single game, like, to me, that's too high. I mean, that's just too high for me. And that part, I just don't feel comfortable. I just don't feel right about that right there. Don't really, and I don't really care how famous, how popular the game is, or what it is, and that, because to me that's just too high. Like, $100 is too high, and I know $100 ain't a lot of money, but still, like I said, I'm just more fine and comfortable, like from the $20 to $30 range. Like, for instance, like, I mean, I've seen like a couple of games on the PS2 that I had written down on my list. That was probably like in the $30 range. Like, there was Urban Chaos game, that cop shooting game. And then I saw this game that was based off of a movie called The Warriors. That was about $34. This was like months ago though, so I haven't really looked that up. Then I didn't really look it up lately, so I don't know if the price is still the same or if it's gone up, or if somebody took that $30 game, and, like I said, if the price went up or down. I don't know, because I didn't really search it or look it up lately. But that's one of the games I want, and I seen a movie that, like I said, the movie that was pretty good. And the game itself, the game itself looked fun. And there was other games that I've on the PS2 that I've seen around that range, and I just and then around that time I didn't really think about it at the time, but I was just thinking and looking into other options to see what other games that I guess I wanted for like a lower price, but yeah, like I said, $20 to $30 is like my price range right there. And just like, for instance, if you go on Amazon and you see a certain game that you want, if you see a certain game that you want that looks really good, like, for instance, I would like that what's the name of that game? It's like it's produced by Sega. I'm gonna hold up a second, because I'm gonna look up this game that I had written down on my PS2 game list, but it was way too high, and and I said I was not spending a whole bunch of that much. Oh, never. Okay, yeah, like Alter Beast. Like, Alter Beast it looked like a really good game. Produced by Sega, but it's on the PlayStation 2. You know, on Amazon for like $70. Like, and that shit is ridiculous right there. That shit is ridiculous right there. You know, because, I mean, like I said, sooner or later, if you guys try to sell games, like, you're gonna have to, like, my opinion is, like, knock the price off and lower that price down to, like, bring the price down to a lower price, because because, like I said, nobody out. I mean, like, not saying that anybody out there wouldn't do it, but and somebody would buy it, but not a lot of people are gonna go. Not a lot of people are gonna go for a game that high priced. You know, not everybody's gonna go for a game that high priced, because, like I said, it's too much. for one single game. And I mean, I get that the game's good, might be really good, but not everybody's different, and everybody's not really going to go for that. But you know, that's just what I think. That's just what I think about that. So I mean, yeah. So do I. So that's another reason why I do believe that's another reason why I do believe collecting retro is it is worth it. And just because, like I said, gives you a chance to go back to see what games you missed out on that you didn't know of, and also have the games that you have the games that you didn't have some of the game systems that you didn't own back when you were a kid, because for multiple reasons, like your parents probably couldn't afford it, they told you no, or maybe it just wasn't the right system for you at the time, who knows. But like I said, there's multiple reasons, and like I said, retro game, like I said, I love the I love the retro games. I loved them for a long time, and I still play them up into this. I still play them up into this day, and like I said, really, the only it seemed like the only games I'm really collecting on the system is PS2 for right now, and I might get a few Genesis. There might be a few Genesis games I might be looking to get, but yeah, like I said, I'm just more looking up at the PS2 games for now, and like I said, PlayStation 2 is to me has also been a great system, is also been a great system, and still is. Which is why I'm glad that I have it, which is why I'm glad that I still play it, and just has a whole lot of good games for it. So yeah, that's why I do believe collecting retro games is worth it, and it's also a good thing to me. So, but that's all I really have to talk. That's all I really have to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, so y'all know what to do. Leave y'all's comments and thoughts down below. This your boy Garrett Spencer. You guys take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace and I'm out. And remember, y'all, once a gamer, always a gamer. Keep on gaming, y'all.